All rise.
What's up? What up? What up? You may be seated. All right. We have Tom MacDonald. Public defender for this case is Dancing Firefly. So, what we're going to do is get on with this, and we have what we call Anxiety by Tom MacDonald. Let me go ahead and close out my case files. All right, here we go. Tom MacDonald, Anxiety, public defender, Dancing Firefly. So, Tom MacDonald, you've been killing mics and doing this for a while now, so you already know how we get down. We get down with accordance of the court. Kill the mic, drop the mic. So, we're going to go ahead and get into this right now. Tom MacDonald, they entered a plea of not innocent. The court accepts your plea. So, right hand on the mic, left hand in the air. It's time to take the oath. Do you swear to spit the lyrics, the whole lyrics, and nothing but the lyrics, and kill the beat with your bars? We'll step into the booth then. Let's get it. What up, jury members? We have Tom MacDonald. We have Dancing Firefly. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the shout out. Dap it up. Bars. All right, we have Firefly. You know how we do it. Bars, flow, message, crime scene, which is the video. Or we have microphone taps. Or we have the transcript. Therefore, we have the crime scene. Tom MacDonald has entered the plea of not innocent. We accept this plea in the court in the hip hop court of law, case number RAP 24.352. So, without further ado, Tom MacDonald, Anxiety. Go.
Wake up feeling panicked. My pills are in the cabinet. Takes all the strength I have to just ignore them as I pass it. Man, I hope this feeling passes soon, but hell and back, it's barely noon. I'm scared to go outside. Shit, I'm surprised I even left my room.
Well, let's run that back. Okay, so the thing about anxiety, people have an overwhelming fear sometimes when it comes to anxiety. So if you have anxiety, your nerves, you don't want to leave the house, you don't want to go places, you want to hang out with friends, you don't want to be in crowded places, or it'd be anxiety about bills or work or finances, people, anything. It could be very crippling, debilitating. It could put you down. The method to overcome anxiety is a process, and everybody is different. Not one thing could work for all people. Can you take medication? Yes. Can you do cognitive behavioral therapy? Yes. Can you have friend support? Yes. Hotline? Yes. Family? Yes. Your own support and get out of yourself? Yes. Is anyone easier than the other? No. So it all depends on the person and how they deal with it and go through it to get over their own individual anxiety.
Wake up feeling panicked. My pills are in the cabinet. Takes all the strength I have to just ignore them as I pass it. Man, I hope this feeling passes soon, but
some people will take medication to get over anxiety. That's the crutch. Full disclosure, have I ever been on it? Yeah. I dealt with anxiety before. I was on medication. I never dealt with it as a crutch. I've stopped taking it. The difference with me, and I'm not saying it's worked for all, but this with me is, if it's something that I don't have to take, I could go about it. I could be on it, and I could stop just as easily and safely as with any other. If I have to take it, then that's different, that I have to be on this medication. If it's something that I know, like, man, you got to get off of it, you can't have it, cool, I'm off. Do it work for everybody? Of course not. There's some people, Valium, Klonopin, anything like that, Ativan, to help reduce anxiety, because the anxiety peaks and skyrockets. So I understand where he's coming from. It sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, I have my challenges where I felt like I had to have my dose of medication to be somewhere, or to be around certain people, or to be around certain environments. It helps because it kind of numbs them nerves, and you just like, All right, whatever. But can you practice self-care and still do those same things about medication? Of course you can, because I still do that now. It's just, how do you calm yourself from your heart racing, your nerves going up, and all these feelings, anger, guilt, fear, things like that?
And hell and back, it's barely noon. I'm scared to go outside. Shit, I'm surprised I even left my room.
The thing about that part, I've known people who won't go outside and won't leave the room to the point it became agoraphobia, which is basically a fear of leaving your house and being out in public. That's like, to me, an advanced level of anxiety. That is debilitating anxiety, paranoia, all that stress. And you have to plan your day around anxiety. If I'm going to the store, like, I give you my own personal opinion, my own personal story. Like, if I'm at a grocery store and say I'm at whatever grocery store I'm at, or the mall, or whatever, I know it's going to be a bunch of people there. I have to physically and mentally prepare to psych myself out to get ready to be in that place around those people, because I know I'm going to get angry. And just even thinking about planning it, or even knowing you're going to have anxiety and anger, your anxiety rises. And before you know it, it's been a couple of hours and I ain't even got to the dang store yet. I have to plan around that. How you plan around your own anxiety is already hard, and you got to plan to be at that store to deal with the anxiety, because you know it's going to happen. So you're already psyching yourself out. People going to bump into you. They're going to get in your way. They're going to come down your aisle. You know, me, I'll be in the grocery store and be like, I'll be in the aisle by myself. Somebody walk in that aisle, my anxiety already rises. The closer they get, the more my anxiety rises. My defense kick in. I'm already having an attitude. I'm already mad. So what I had to learn to do is, if I'm at a store, I had to call somebody and talk to somebody, because that distracts me from me worrying about what other people are doing in the store, because I cannot control my environment. You know, it's like, it's my aisle. I was here first and I'm already getting angry. They should have been in and out this aisle, or I'm already preparing for them to speak to me and I don't want to speak to nobody. They walk down the aisle and they want to strike up a conversation. I'm just there to get some cereal, and here you come talking to me about whatever you're talking to me about. My anxiety already raised from the moment you step foot in that aisle. I had to put on the front to deal with you, to talk to you in that aisle until you either left, got what you wanted, and move on, to the point to where I wouldn't get what I wanted until that person left the aisle. Then I got what I wanted. It's weird, but anxiety works that way. It's a weird thing. That was just one thing I had to learn to get over, and to talk myself through that. I could be in the aisle with somebody and somebody else could get what they're getting, I'm getting what I'm getting, and I keep it moving to where they left, and then I shop before I shop. It's a weird thing. Anybody who's going through anxiety, let me know what y'all did in situations and all that. It's interesting. Anxiety is something. It's a beast.
And it feels like no one understands how bad I'd love to join my friends. It's hard to breathe, I'm anxious, and I'll end up staying home instead. The doctor hasn't helped me much. He signs his name, I buy the drugs.
That's one thing too. I may have plans to be with friends. I may have been invited somewhere, or I may have say, you know what, I'm about to go set, and I end up staying in my room all day. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Nah, I'm gonna wait. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go. Nah, I'm gonna wait. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go. Nah, I'm gonna wait. Because you're already thinking in your head, man, these people gonna be there. They're gonna want to talk. They're gonna want to do this. They're gonna want to do that. I don't feel like talking. Or physically, you're like, yeah, I'm going. But mentally, you're like, man, I don't want to deal with nobody. But it's like a duality. It's like, you want to, because you want to be around your friends and family or whatever. You know, I'm gonna hang out. We're gonna have fun. But on the other hand, it's like the devil and angel. On the other hand, you have those people to where it's no, they're gonna piss you off. Somebody gonna step on your foot, or they're gonna want to talk about something you don't feel like talking about, or they're gonna ask you questions you don't feel like answering. But you ain't seen them in a while. But a lot of that's because of your anxiety, right? But you, on the other hand, you want to go and hang out. But the other hand, You don't, because of what's coming your way, the attention, the noise, the confusion, the people, it's busy. It's so much going on. And you don't want to be caught up in that. It's like I said again, it's like trying to control your environment. Sit down, shut up, quit talking. Just so you can have a peace of mind, but you can't. It's hard to even have some people understand those things, but I understand those things when somebody tell me. So I get it. For those who do go through this, it's a tough thing. It's tough.
Help me much. He signs his name, I buy the drugs. I'm feeling weird, I take one out, it makes me feel comfortably numb. Man, I can't handle my emotions like I used to. It's all different now. I start to sweat, I feel confused, my fingers shake, my heartbeat pounds. And
that happens, stress level, blood pressure, all that, your heart's pounding, heart's racing, to panic attacks or anxiety attacks. I feel it.
Heartbeat pounds. And I'm feeling claustrophobic every time the closet closes because my skeletons are in there, so I have to leave it open.
Okay, so now it's the risk of exposing yourself. I want to hold all these things in that I don't want people to know, but I'm claustrophobic because all these things are weighing down on me. All of whatever it is that you have is weighing down on you, but you leave it open, so you become, like they say, the open book. You leave that closet door open. I be weighed down by my burdens, or I leave them out and let everybody see my burdens. What do you do? How do you get through that?
Skeletons are in there, so I have to leave it open. I'm just nervous over nothing, even shit I can't control. I used to love to be in public, now I'd
Once again, like he said, shit you can't control.
I can't control. I used to love to be in public, now I'd rather be alone. And even though it's difficult, it's probably for the best. If I didn't make a change, I would have drank myself to death.
Now we're looking at the drug and alcohol aspect of things. Some people do drugs, drink alcohol to control anxiety. But once that all comes down, then what? The problem is still there. You still have to deal with that. You still have to work through the anxiety. More pills, more alcohol. Now you're in a vicious cycle. Now you're going down the slippery slope of addiction versus a mental illness. So you took a mental problem, it's now become a mental illness, which led to a drug addiction or drug or alcohol addiction. To it compounds more after more. Therapy, rehab, counseling, all those things. It's not good for anybody or the situation that you're trying to get away from. So what do you do to get out of that? I ain't seen a therapist and all that. Man, it's a monster. Anxiety is that little monster. People don't understand that like that Bugs Bunny cartoon, that little gremlin is just a nuisance.
Difficult, it's probably for the best. If I didn't make a change, I would have drank myself to death. Then I wake up feeling better than I did the day before. But then it hits me out of nowhere and almost knocks me to the floor. A heaviness, a readiness to get back into bed. A sadness that I can't explain, a cloud over my head. My deepest, darkest fears feel like they're filling up an ocean, and I'm floating on the surface with no hope to keep me going. I've been down on myself.
How many times have you felt that, to where you felt hopeless, you felt sad? You're happier alone than going out with people, but you're sadder at the same time than happier when you're out. And you have both going on, swirling around at the same time. So I'm happy. Hey, I'm at home by myself, I'm chilling. But I'm also sad because you can't enjoy the things you used to enjoy being out with people and out in public, with friends, family, loved ones, whoever. But you'd rather sit at home because that's your safe space. But at the same time, it's unhealthy because you need to be out, exercise, sun, and all that. So even the hobbies you want to enjoy, you don't enjoy doing it because your anxiety kicks in where you at. Like, if somebody's hobby was, I don't know, shooting hoops with the fellas, but your anxiety raises because you got to be around people or risk of being exposed, that you're around people. The exposure to people, to crowds, to the noise, to just being out. compared to being at home in your safe space, but still a dangerous space, because now you're in your head, and what happens, your anxiety gets worse, because the more you're in the house by yourself, not being out with people, the less time you're giving yourself to overcome what's going on, to be with people, to help get over your anxiety to where you feel normal again. So it takes away, because you lose your effectiveness to communicate, your effectiveness to be around people, to sit and interact with people, or you go to a party or a house or whatever, and you off by yourself in the side, and you put up this invisible shield. I don't know, reading a book, playing on your phone, watching TV while everybody's doing their thing, you're doing by yourself. And the minute somebody approaches you, your anxiety raises again, and it starts all over again. And you're thinking to yourself, see, this is why I didn't want to come out. I knew this was going to happen. I'm ready to go. You're breathing heavy. You can't talk. And you're trying to get quick one-word answers, but it feels worse because you don't want it. Mentally, you're telling yourself, somebody asks you a question, hey, how you been? How you doing? How the kids? How the wife? How the husband? How the whatever? In your head, the answers are coming. Oh, yeah. But out your mouth, fine. The quicker I could make this conversation end, the quicker they could leave and leave me alone, and I could just go back home and be cool and be on the social media or at home, because it's safer on social media, because if you want, you can just walk away and you don't have to worry about it, and you can interact and turn it off at the same time about seeing people, compared to actually being out communicating in front of people, feeling exposed.
Man, I forgot how to believe in me. I never asked for help, now I just struggle with it secretly. I wish that it was something I could sweep under the carpet. Trying to hide it all the time only makes the battle harder.
How do you get to the point of helping yourself? Do you have a hobby? Do you create a hobby? Like, I have many hobbies. I have a ton of hobbies that I could do. This is one. But I have other hobbies that mentally sharpens me, mentally gets in, and that's just for life, period. I just have hobbies. Some people kind of have a hobby, but you struggle with this thing secretly. You struggle with it physically, emotionally, I don't know, ruins your relationship, ruins your friendships, ruins your relationship with your family. Hell, even at work. Think of your place of employment. If you're at work and you'd rather be off by yourself, away from everybody, whatever position they have, where the less people you have to deal with, the better, compared to a job where you struggle with anxiety, you should or have to take medication responsibly, and you have to deal with people. How does that feel? And you can't leave because you get paid for this job. But if it was up to you, you'd rather have that same position, if you like that position, but not deal with people. Or your dream job is, let me find a job where it's just me and I control my environment. It's just me, my job, my work that I'm doing, and I'm off home. The less people, the better. But you don't want to ask for help. You know you need some help, and the pride kicks in. It's a monster.
It was something I could sweep under the carpet. Trying to hide it all the time only makes the battle harder. Man, I lived a lot of moments that I probably should have cherished. Now they seem so far away from me. I'm angry and embarrassed. I can't even tell my parents. They don't need to keep on worrying. My mama and my papa don't deserve to have to bury me.
Whatever you do, please talk to friends, family, whoever you need to talk to help get you through it. A licensed therapist, friends. The person ain't got to be licensed. Just somebody who can help. Friends, family, therapist, counselor, group, group support, 800 number, whatever. Talk to somebody that can help you. And if you're strong enough, what do you do to kick it yourself? What can you do? Do you go for a run? Do you go lift weights? Do you play basketball, boxing, martial arts, yoga, watch TV, draw, color, puzzles? I mean, anything to help you get through it. Sometimes, once again, it goes back to a video I think I did with MacDonald, actually, that you put yourself in uncomfortable situations to get used to it and get numb to it, not to get in that situation to be a better actor around people. to get or to put yourself in that situation to be more authentic around people as far as dealing with anxiety, not being authentic when you're around somebody you hate, because you probably be too authentic and end up cussing them out. I'm talking about when you're dealing with anxiety specifically, to be authentic you, not I got put on this fake and I'm just here and it was just like pulling teeth to get me here and I'm here, so let me act like, and you're looking at your watch every 5 minutes or your phone like, man, I'm ready to go, I can't do this, oh my god, damn, I didn't drive, I roll with such. So find out what works for you.
Hope the pills I have will hold me over for a while. I'll keep searching for the strength to find my smile.
Tom MacDonald, thanks Dancing Firefly. Tom MacDonald, that was anxiety. Hey, I'm not going to rank this because this is some real stuff. This is one of them things that we do. And if anything, you know what? Screw it. I will. This is basically killer pins. His pin game was tight. It's he encapsulates what he going through, his truth. You know, the best truth for him is his expertise. His expertise what makes him an expert at what he's going through. So, Tom MacDonald, we're going to go with that. With killer pins, it's great. Pin game is good. Spoken word, anxiety. Hey, this is okay. This face famous. You see it. We out.